Now that I've entered my first question, my answers, and my conditional question based upon having answered really bad, I might want to look at it again. So I click the Show Preview button. Now you'll see a little bit has changed here in that the orientation of these answers to be selected is now vertical rather than horizontal. The reason for this is so that the conditional question can be asked and that it will be accompanied that it will accompany the answer that was selected. If I were doing it horizontally, it would be difficult to orient which answers and which questions go together. You'll notice also that the question doesn't appear. The reason it doesn't appear is that the answer has not been selected. So what do we want to do if I really want to try this out and see that answer and see if the subsequent question is asked? Well, the way I do that, we'll hide our preview again. We're going to go up to the My Program menu, and underneath it you'll see a selection, My Surveys. Let's click it, and it takes me to the survey page for myself. This page is also used when I'm assigning surveys to other people and so on, and we'll go into more of that later. But for now, what we want to do is just assign the survey to ourselves so that we can check it out. So to assign a new survey, I click the plus button. Now it's a survey for me. I'm going to select the survey from the list, my first survey. I'm going to select a responder or respondent. In this case, I'm going to respond about myself. You'll see also that I can limit the availability of a survey to specific date range, and we'll do that later. But for now, we're just going to make the survey available. I click the Assign Survey button, and now I'll see that the survey has been made available to me to complete. To complete the survey, I click the My First Form icon. This takes me now to the survey. It's a very simple survey of just one question. If I want to answer it, I just click. And you'll notice if I click the really bad, my subsequent question gets asked. Well, why are you feeling really bad? When I'm done, I can go back to my survey page, and you'll notice that the number of answers that have been completed is there for me. It says I've completed only 50% of the questions. So why is that? Well, I didn't type any text in to the conditional question. If I were to click one of the other questions, or one of the other answers, such as OK, now again, the subsequent question for really bad disappears. I return to the previous page, and now it says that my survey is 100% complete. Go back again, click really bad, and this time let's type some text. Say, I just don't know. Return to the previous page, and now even though I had the subsequent question, because I answered it, my survey says it's 100% complete. So let's go back to our survey editor. And we have our section with one question. Let's have a second question. So I can click either in the first question box, or I can click in the section and add a question. Let's add one after the first. A new question is created. It appears after the first question. And we can say, so my first question was, how are you feeling today? Next question could be, what did you eat this morning? We can add some answers, and one could be eggs. I'll put a code in, add another answer, bacon, oatmeal, and tofu. Now let's say that in this case I don't want a single selection. I want the respondent to be able to uh, answer or to select one or more of the answers I've provided. To do that, all I do is I go here to the single selection that specifies the type of question and change it now to a multiple selection. When I preview it, we'll see that in this case, you see the round circles that are adjacent to the how are you feeling question are below it. And below the what did you eat this morning, you'll see that we have the square boxes, which in web pages are used to indicate a multi-selection capability. If I go back to my surveys and click the first form, now I see I have the ability to respond to this question with multiple checkboxes, whereas with the first question, I can pick only one. So you can see now, going back to the survey editor, that I can very easily build up a set of questions and answers that can be associated with a section or a page and so on. If I really liked this, well, let's do first this. First, I'll tell you how to copy this section in a moment. Let's say I only want to ask the question about what did you eat this morning if someone has answered great on the first question. That's where we can use the depends on box. I select it here, and we know that the question ID is 3003 for how am I feeling. So what I want to say is if 3003 is equal to, and the value for great is 5, then I will ask, what did you eat this morning? So okay, let's go back and see if that worked for us. Go to my program and my surveys. Now we'll see that the question about what did you eat this morning appears, but it is grayed out and not selectable. That's because we only answered okay for our first question. If I wanted to make that available, I click great, and now the second question can be answered. If I selected something other than great, again, it gets grayed out.